You ever get that feeling like, I don't know, the modern world is just working against you? Well, today we're going to explore a pretty provocative idea that says it might be, and it's coming for your hair. Yeah, we're diving into the hair loss paradox. All right, so let's just jump right in. The big question is this: is our modern life, the 24/7, always on, everything at your fingertips lifestyle, is that the real reason so many of us are losing our hair? I know, it sounds kind of extreme, right? But let's unpack this idea. So, what's at the heart of this argument? Well, it's basically this huge conflict. Our own biology is at war with the world we've built around us. The claim is that we've, completely by accident, created an environment that's, well, almost perfectly designed to make us lose our hair. And look, this whole idea, it really comes from a place we can all relate to, right? I mean, you look around, you're talking to your friends, you're scrolling through your feed, and it feels like everybody is asking the same thing. What is going on with our hair? It's like this big collective mystery we're all trying to solve. And this is where the argument gets really bold. The claim isn't just that our modern world contributes to hair loss, like it's one factor among many. No, the idea is that our world is, and I'm quoting here, just perfect for it. Like it's an incubator, actively speeding up the process day in and day out. Okay, so what are these culprits exactly? Well, the argument points to this kind of triple threat. You've got our lifestyle choices, right? More sitting, more time indoors. Then there's our diet, all the processed stuff we eat. And finally, there's that constant low-level stress that's just become the background hum of modern life. It's the mix of all three of those things that supposedly creates this perfect storm for hair loss. But, and this is a really important but, this whole lifestyle argument doesn't apply to everyone. The source is super clear about this. There's one massive exception to the rule, and that's the piece of the puzzle we've got to look at next. So here you go. This really lays it all out. Think of it like two sides of the same coin. On one side, you've got the stuff we can supposedly control, our diet, our lifestyle. But on the other side, you've got the genetic wild card, and that's a whole different ballgame, operating by a completely different set of rules. And that genetic side of things, it's all driven by this one hormone, DHT. Basically, if you're genetically predisposed, DHT is the thing that messes with your hair follicles. And according to this argument, this is the one part of the puzzle that is completely out of your hands. It's not about your lifestyle at all. Okay, so if we take genetics and just set it over here for a second, we get to what is honestly the most empowering part of this whole idea. Because once you understand what you can't control, it lets you focus all your energy on what you can. And this is all about how you can reclaim that control. And here it is. This is the absolute core of the claim. If you take genetics out of the equation, the argument is that hair loss isn't just something you can kind of manage or slow down. It can be completely controlled. I mean, just let that sink in for a second. That's a huge shift in how most of us think about this. So how do you get that control? Well, according to this idea, it's not some complicated medical secret. It's actually a pretty simple audit of your daily life. It all comes down to two things: taking a hard look at what you're eating and drinking, and then being really honest with yourself about how you're living, your sleep, your stress, how much you move. That's it. And the number that gets attached to this is, well, it's staggering. We're not talking about having 50% influence here, or even 80%. The claim is 100%, total control. For any hair loss that isn't genetic, the power is put squarely back on your personal choices. It's this radical idea of complete personal ownership over it. So, if you boil this entire thing down, the main message is really one of empowerment. The whole point is to get you to reframe how you see hair loss, not as this thing that just happens to you, but as something that you might actually have direct control over, which, of course, leads to one last very personal question for you to think about. And that's what it all comes down to, right? This entire line of thinking funnels you down to this one single provocative choice. If it's true that the world we live in is perfect for hair loss, and if our everyday choices really do hold the key, then the question you're left with is simple. Is your lifestyle worth your hair?